Communication at work. Gosh, isn't that rocket science? I always say communication is like string theory. It's the foundation of everything. And in the workplace, it's the big, critical, pivotal thing that will either guarantee your progress up the career ladder or destroy it. This video will teach you how to say words and phrases that are more precise and sophisticated than a simple, ridiculous, pardon, or what did you say? There are so many other ways to say what or pardon, especially at work. It really cracks me up that when we're not sure what someone's saying, we default to these simple, non-specific turns of phrase that don't necessarily represent us as sophisticated, elegant communicators, or even assist our conversation partner who's struggling to get their meaning across. So let's look at some strategies to avoid saying what or pardon, or at best reduce saying these words in the workplace, socially, and wherever you find yourself when you need it. One strategy is to carefully request for clarification. So asking a simple huh or what was that is not a careful request, it's a lazy request. So let's look at how we can get more precise when we didn't understand what our team member or friend was saying. Using words like what, when, how, which, why, how come, in relation to the content or context that's being discussed will help us become more precise when we deliver that question of what do you mean? For example, which budget issue did you say we're struggling with? Could you clarify further? Notice that this type of question is more precise than what was that about the budget? Which, huh? It also frames the conversation so that the listener has a chance to take some time, decode what you've said, acknowledge they didn't get it, know the context and frame of discussion, thus probably guaranteeing a more successful response on their behalf. Throwing someone in the deep end with what was that about the budget is not the best way to advocate for comfortable communication, especially in a team setting where there's a bit of an audience vibe going on. So being precise, being specific, taking the context of discussion and putting into that a clarifying question like which, when, why, how, where, with more words around it to frame the context, will get a more precise response from your conversation partner. The next strategy is to watch out for your team members who don't participate. Often this will directly link to their view of their ability to express themselves clearly. Many people in team meetings are not speaking up because they've been asked what, pardon, huh, so often that they've become fatigued. They're too tired to get their message out or too anxious. So a strategy for you, no matter where you're at in your profession, junior level, middle management, executive, C-suite, is to foster and protect turn-taking. And the way you need to do this is to realize that if you don't advocate for your conversation partner when meaning breaks down, they will stop participating. The way you model communication as a leader or a team member in the workplace is constantly being observed, not just by the people who promote you, but by the people who will stay with you. Turn-taking is essential in communication. And when you're in a meeting room, it's not all about what you have to say. In fact, stop talking. Find ways to talk so that you encourage team involvement. Otherwise, why would you have a team meeting? Why not just sit and have a monologue with yourself or start a YouTube channel? Turn-taking involves team members taking other team members by the hand and leading them into conversation if they're not capable of interjection. You can do this in a gentle way. What a lot of people do is have good intent to encourage turn-taking, but they throw that person in the deep end by saying, "What do you think?" What do you think is a bit like pardon. It instantly forces that person into a position to present their thoughts seamlessly on the spot without much time to prepare. Ways to lead your conversation partner into the team meeting or conversation better include this. Take a positive statement about that person and their work. It might be something like, Maria, you've been dealing a lot with our Southeast Asia clients that are based in that region. Do you have any ideas for us on how we can engage our European market a lot better? I'm aware the markets are different, but surely some of those things that you've seen working with this international client base, we could actually transfer to our European market. What do you think might be useful for us to know? It's a long question. It's actually a topic question. When you introduce your topic, you give Maria the advantage of processing where the conversation might go, time to plan and think of the options in how she could respond, enough warning that she'll soon have to enter the floor, and also opportunity to speak that's gentle and affirming because you've drawn attention to her expertise explicitly, which then will guide her and make her feel more comfortable to participate because she'll acknowledge, oh yeah, I actually do know something about engaging an international market. How did it work for me there? Rather than, I don't even know what I have to add to this conversation. No one's drawn to my attention that I'm even relevant in this room. Communication at work truly could be seen as rocket science for many of us. In fact, it should be seen as rocket science because you can always do it better. No one is a perfect communicator, and no context can ever be rehearsed enough to do it seamlessly. Therefore, applying these principles and strategies and seeing that you have ownership of how your teammates and employees react and respond in discussions is essential. You're constantly being observed in the workplace. If you feel that what people are seeing is not reflecting your capacity to grow and be promoted, you'll need to put changes in place. Sometimes you can work out these things on your own. Oftentimes, it's good to have some external advice and mutual support to guide you through the process. Our elocution services are there for you. These services are perfect for any individual who feels that they need to upscale their workplace communication to get maximal impact. Alternatively, you might have an employee on your team who is struggling to get their message across. This is very normal. Don't give up on them. There are strategies we can put in place to assist this person. If you'd like to know more about services in this area or even read around this topic, be sure to head to our blog. We've got lots of ideas there. Or check out our elocution services, which are really strategic, designed to optimize and maximize anyone's communication in specific contexts. We'll meet with you, talk through the barriers, work out some things that can be put in place to create maximal change. My name is Sarah, Chief Speech Pathologist at Voice Science. If you enjoy this vlog, be sure to subscribe. We cover loads of content around communication, voice, delivery, executive presence, and all those amazing critical things for work and social life. Have a wonderful day. Ciao.